Morning. Happy Sunday morning to you this morning from frosty Colorado. Um, I was supposed to be preaching today, but the leaders of the Peace Community Church decided not to have church because of the cold and the weather. I mean, a lot of the people that attend there are older and a lot of widows, and so we need to take care of them, right? Take care of them. So, change of plans. Alvin came and got me, and so I'm going to go to church with him today. So, anyway, I have a sermon in my pocket, ready for the next time that I speak, which should be the first weekend of March. It's on Hebrews 4. I'm really excited to share that with you, what the Lord has revealed to me from that chapter in His Word. But all in due time, right? All in due time. That's an old saying. Old sayings can be kind of baffling to us moderns. Like we say things without even thinking about what they mean, or I mean, we know the concept, but where was the source? Where did that come from? And today, I want to kind of do a colloquial saying and let the cat out of the bag. Well, I don't know what cats do in the bag, but I mean, why would a cat be in a bag unless someone put them in there? Well, I don't know. It doesn't sound good for the cat in that scenario, but I guess if the cat's in the bag, you don't really know. Well, I would know that a cat was in the bag, but you wouldn't necessarily know which cat is in the bag, right? So either way, that's what I'm going to do today. And for some of you maybe that haven't been following every single time, I have some good news to share with you. So, for this entire year, really coming up like just 1 week away from the year mark, I've been doing homilies for you. I've been sharing with you, my friends, my family, just kind of what's been going on with me. And if you've been watching, you know that pretty much everything shifted. I mean, really, it happened in a moment. Um, One pull of a trigger, and my whole life that I knew collapsed and really came to an end for the most part. Like, not that I came to an end, but the life that I was living drastically shifted. Um, Even I feel like inside me, was shifted. I'm not as tough as I was. I feel tendered. I feel even more yielded to God. My faith is stronger. Um, but, the verse that says in our weakness, He is strong. I don't need to be tough anymore. Jesus will give me the strength that I need. So, just every day of my grieving, when I was in the process of, practically shutting down that life that I had lived, I want to give the testimony that Jesus was there. I was never alone. No, I never felt abandoned. I never felt like He was far away at all. I felt like He was just right in the middle of the whole thing with me. And therefore, the trust even and the faith that I had before became even stronger, because not only has He been faithful in the past, but He never left me. He never forsook me. There was nothing I could do that would cause Him to do that. And so my trust in His providence is solid, and has been as I walk through this experience. It's just His faithfulness is so absolute. He knows exactly what He wants my life to be. He knows what He wants me to experience, and all I need to do is align with His will to have all of that goodness activated for me. And that's what it's for you too, right? When we align with God, instead of resisting or wanting to go our own way, we say, Your way is perfect, Lord. Show me the way. Lead me as a shepherd, and I will follow. you. You know, a popular saying among Christians is, God is in control. And I've struggled with that at times because God he could take total control. And yet he gives us this free gift, this free will gift, right? Like we actually get to make choices. And sometimes the choices that we make don't align with God's perfect will. That's how I feel about Mike. His choice did not align with God's will. God was going to take him through the struggle. So God can take control, but he doesn't want. He wants to collaborate with us in the fulfillment of his perfect will. So it's the difference between God's sovereignty and God's providence. Now I know that those are old words. We're not really used to kings and queens now, even though we have some over in England, but we're not really operating under that model. But we understand the concept, right? So God's sovereignty is like he's a king. He has power to do as he wishes. While God's providence, if you look inside that word, inside of providence is the word provide. So that's how he exercises the sovereign power, through provision. So God can, in his sovereignty, can reign over everything he wants. He rules over, he owns everything. He made everything. It all belongs to him. It's his. And the other thing about it is God is transcendent. He rules from outside of time and space, and he sees it all from beginning to end. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. So that's his sovereignty. But in providence, he's a good king. He's a loving king. He wants to bring goodness and health and vitality to the people that are in his kingdom. And so this more has to do with how God moves within our lives, how he's trying to lead us and guide us, or help us to make right decisions, or correct us, bring correction, and maybe even sometimes hardship and struggle to be for our ultimate good. And so he's actively providing for us and sustaining us as we experience our lives. And so his providence, his provision is all pervading, all embracing. And it's empowered by his love. God is love. And so his wisdom and justice and mercy and grace, all those things are flowing through from God to us through Jesus Christ, for us to learn and to grow and to experience and actually be transformed into the likeness of Christ. So those two terms, sovereignty and providence, they're very similar, but they're very different. You might say God's sovereignty is what he wants to happen, while providence is how he connects things, works things together so that what he wants can happen. He wants us to live and not die. So God rules as sovereign, but he also provides. And you might say, like, we know that Jesus is the King of Kings. You could say he's the sovereign of sovereigns. So what does that have to do with cats and bags? Well, it has everything to do with it, actually. When I gave my life to Christ, I died to doing things my way. I gave him control. I did. I said, I'm your subject, Lord King, and I will live my life for you. I am your bondservant. I am choosing to be your servant. Please lead, guide, and direct, and have your way in my life. And I wanted him to transform me. I had to yield to his work in my life, yield to his guidance and directives in all my ways. Now, my expectation before all this happened a year ago was to live the rest of my days with Mike. I mean, that's what I committed to. He was in a terrible struggle with alcohol, but I was committed to walking alongside him in his recovery. But then he decided to die instead of try. That was his free will choice, but I believe it was really not God's will. Now, God told me way years ago that I was really not made to be alone. There are some people who can thrive in singleness, and I bless them. I praise them, because that is not an easy thing to do. It's not. I mean, we disparage singles. It's all about marriage and family, and which is good, but singles are part of our lives, are part of our communities, and we need to honor them, support them, and encourage them, because it's not easy. But some people thrive in it. I don't. I don't. And so because of that, and because of Mike's choice, God made another way. He put together a new plan, I guess. To me, it's new. He knew about it beforehand, but for me, it feels new. But it's a path forward. It's a path toward God's will again. So, maybe if you've been watching the homilies, you know that on October 9th, I met a man named Alvin. I was not looking for love because I was so grieving the love that I lost. But I've given my life to God. Remember? So the first meeting with Alvin came as there was a gift that came from outside me. And the words that went with that gift from the Lord was, I like him. And that's how I felt. It was like, oh, I like him. He's cool, right? And those words have the power of like when God speaks to me. I'm not sure I would have felt it if God hadn't inserted himself into that moment. I wouldn't have certainly generated it on my own. So Alvin had lost his wife of 36 years due to COVID in 2020. And he grieved deeply for her, so he understands my deep grief. For the past couple years, he's been praying for a godly wife. He loves the Lord, and he had been going out dancing and meeting different women, and nothing ever worked out. And finally he said to the Lord, I'm done with that. I'm not going to pursue women anymore. If you want me to be with someone, you're going to have to bring them to me. And so the game night where we met at Mutual Friends, the Lord just confirmed to me that I should get to know him, and so I complied. And since he's a large-scale farmer here in this area, I rode with him in a semi-truck a couple of times during beet harvest. So it was super fun, and we just got to talk for hours and hours, and of course phone conversations, and being together as much as we could. But I mean, it's just amazing how much we have in common. It's like we've lived these parallel lives, only with other people. And even within the same area, like within 30 miles of each other, and never got to meet. But it's just our compatibility quotient is really, really high, which is both kind of shocking and comforting. And our friendship became love. Right? Out of our friendship came love. So I'll spare you the wonderful details of how quickly and powerfully that love has grown, but the cat that you see coming out of the bag this morning is that Alvin and I are going to get married. Have a ring, right? Oh my goodness. It's exciting. It's, a little, unsettling. I'm just human, right? But I trust in God. So we're going to get married on March the 9th, right? March the 9th. That's 21 days from now. I know it's fast, but I'm really not being a fool that rushes in. This relationship is an obvious gift from the Lord, the sovereign Lord, who loves us both, and he's created a path forward for both of us, from sorrow to joy, from ashes to beauty. And plus, we're not 20-year-olds anymore. I'm 63, he's 67, and, time is short. But that's all side stuff. But really the key is that the Lord is leading and guiding us forward in all of this. So we're going to get married on the 9th. It's just going to be a small, simple ceremony, just with friends. Not with friends, with family. Friends! I'm inviting you. We're working it out on March the 23rd to have a reception at the American Legion here in Windsor. We're going to have a live band, one that some of you know and appreciate, love. Uh, so all those details, they're all being worked out. So yeah, a small ceremony with family and then a reception for all of our many, many loving, beautiful, amazing friends and family too. So, um, so there you have it. Cat's out of the bag. It's probably calico, right? Um, I'll move to Greeley here, like where I am. I'll live in Alvin's house, and I will change my last name to Whitman. That's his last name. So I'm going from the front of the alphabet to the end. It's okay. I don't mind waiting in line. So I just felt like, it's a new life, and a new name will help to define it for everybody, not just me, but for the people in my life. So I appreciate very much your prayers and your blessings. Um, as I was coming along through this, I realized that I had not yet given you a Bible verse. And so the one that comes to mind should be very familiar to you. It's what God said to Joshua before they crossed over into the promised land. If you remember what I talked about last week, this is a very appropriate verse. Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. I believe that. And I hope that you do too. Will you pray with me? Father, Son, Spirit, you rule over your creation with such great love for it. Such great love. We being your most special creation, you provide for us out of your riches and glory. For Alvin and for me, you have provided love, companionship, and a future ministry together. We're so grateful, Lord. And even though the days to come are unknown to us, we trust you to walk us through those days, to keep our relationship strong, and to use us in each other's lives to be, as helpers, to be transformed into the likeness of Jesus Christ. I pray that our life together, our marriage, stands as an example to others of how faithful, how trustworthy, and how gracious you are to us all. I know that those who believe in Jesus get even more of your goodness because we're yielded and we're open to receive what you're giving, to comply to what you're doing in our lives. So I gladly yield my life to you, Lord. So many times I've turned it over, and I do it again. You've turned all my hardships for good. I trust you and I love you. Please draw near. Please draw near to all those who are hearing my voice. Give them peace. Give them clarity. Give them wisdom. And I pray that the life that I live with Alvin will be a testimony to your great love for each one of us. It's in the name of Jesus I pray. Amen. All right, friends, I'm off to church. Thank you for your prayers. It's all going to be okay. Right? More than that. It's going to be great. Love you. God bless you.